Why won't you just throw your firebomb? Do some damage. How did I lose to skills? How did I lose to him? Hey, what's up everyone? Back again, yet again, for another week of good gaming. Surprise, surprise, this week I did the unthinkable, and that is I managed to drag myself away from Realm Royale. I had a couple of games, probably at 3 or 4, and I managed to go back to back with keeping promises, and that was that I would actually jump into some COD this week, some Call of Duty Black Ops, and I played quite a lot of it. And it sort of hurt me for work because I was pretty tired, late nights playing it up to about 3 a.m. every day. But yeah, no, and it was worth it because there was quite a bit of progress. Starting to get up there towards things. After, what was it, probably about 2 weeks, week and a half to 2 weeks of not playing any COD, I was a bit worried about if I'd be set right back to how I was at the start. But no, having those weeks off must have just building the muscle memory or something, because I came out playing good with a new setup that I'll go into a little bit, not too far now, but a little bit further in the video. But yeah, the skills getting up there, because I think it's been helping a lot watching a lot of Optic Gaming. Found them, if you don't know who they are, they're a professional, well, they're a gaming brand team type company thing, and they have lots of their own professional teams, but the biggest team that they're known for is their Call of Duty team. Been watching a lot of their players play either competitive scrims for their pro, or there's a lot of blackout. So watching a lot of them play, I've been learning some tips and tricks here and there, and I seem to be able to implement them in quite well, because as we all know, even when I had a good game previously, I'd still finish sort of bottom 2 of my team, if not the whole game. But this week I've been generally averaging top half of not only my team but the whole game. I even had one game finished top of my team. Granted, my team lost 75 to 46, so it wasn't like we had a great team to start with, but I finished top, and I actually finished second overall in the whole game. So I was quite happy with that. Had a few sub 10 death games, which is good. It's always been sort of my other issue, that even when I do have high kill counts, the death toll is right up there as well, but I've managed to sort of flip it over. Yeah, most games I was finishing with a positive KD this week, so that's a real good sign of things. So yeah, even bad games, I was still getting around 13 to 15 kills, which for me is really good. As we know, I was struggling to get just 2 double digits. I was sort of averaging around 7 kills, 8 kills if I was lucky, but now I seem to have almost doubled that, up around about 13 to 15. And this goes to show that my next step is to get the kill streaks. Still dying too often, very rarely get kill streaks. I get the care package a fair bit, but I've just recently adjusted my score streaks to having the UAV back, because I figure that'd be a nice cheapy one, get a few extra points in there, get it nice and early. But yeah, so I think to get the kills up even more beyond that 15, start pushing towards 20 plus, I need to stop dying so much. So understand when I get a few kills and I'm pushing for the score streaks to just, ease back a bit, hide, camp a little bit more, and that, and try and look after those lives a bit more. But as I said, watching a lot of Optic Gaming, I've learned how they sort of try and control the maps and the angles they use to cover certain points. I certainly implement that. I have one video upload of a game I did in Arsenal, the level Arsenal, where I think I ended up 15-9 in it. And you could see I was really sort of controlling. I was looking after the vents and what they call the trophy side, and yeah, sort of I was just going back and forth, doing loops around there and keeping the opposition sort of held back at their spawn, and sort of I kept coming behind them, so I had real good strong control of the map, which is a good sign. There's still a few maps, still Nuketown gives me a lot of trouble. It's just too small for my sort of game style. But yeah, I am graduate Hacienda had good games on. Jungle, I had a couple of good games on. I normally struggle a bit on that map, but it's coming along even after the 2 weeks off, and it's all coming back. And I think another thing that helped was I unlocked the Vapor, because I'm up to rank 42, 43 now, which is pretty much officially my highest ranking ever in a Call of Duty game. So it shows how much more time and effort I've actually put into this than I have previously. But yeah, so finally unlocked the Vapor. It's really helping me with that range. My aim's being a lot more crisp. I'm getting a lot better. Again, I'll keep dropping the name Optic Gaming, watching Crim6, who's one of their top players. He did a video where he was talking about his new sensitivity he was using. He was using 6.6. I was going a bit higher than that, so I've dropped back to the 6.6, and since then that's when I've really started to take control of the Vapor. I was doing good with the Spitfire, but the long range sort of battles just kept going against me. Obviously Spitfire's no good for that, so using the Vapor I've been able to get more of that mid-range, long-range game happening, and yeah, that's allowed me to control the map a bit more. But I am as well, adjusting for what the map is. Again, learning what the maps are. If it's sort of a smaller map such as Nuketown or even Summit to an extent, what's another small map? Can't think of another small map is at the moment, but I'll sort of switch to the Spitfire for that, where the long range isn't really as necessary. But then when you got the bigger maps such as Seaside, which again I had another video where I think I ended up 15-8 on Seaside. Again, just controlling the outer sides, the area they call Barrel, and sort of the church and what you call Checkers, which is the two-story sort of part there. Controlling that with the Vapor in the sniper nest there, and that using Torque with his barricade and razor wire to just really keep control of what the enemy's doing and where they are. And yeah, had the 15-8 game on that map as well, just with all that control, so it's really good. But I think the big change that's really seemed to help, and I don't know why it's helped, but I had heard previously that small screens do help playing competitive. So I was using a big screen TV and all that, and obviously we've all seen the effort there. But I did find that there's an Xbox app on your PC. If you get that, you can actually stream what's on your Xbox to your PC, which I've always known you can do, but I didn't think it'd be any good. So I tested it out. There's no delay between it. What's happening on my monitor is up to the time with what's on the TV screen. So I started playing through that way, streaming through the Xbox straight to the PC, so I was on the smaller monitor, and it did seem to help. That's when I still really started to pick it up. And then what even helped even more was I was just having to muck around in one game, and I just had the headphones plugged in to the PC with YouTube going, have some music pumping, some Childish Gambino. I'm telling you, Childish Gambino, This Is America adds about 3 to 4 kills to your score. Trust me, once that comes on, you really start to lock in. But yeah, just had that, just chilling, and I started having a good game. So now every game, I've got the music going. You'd think it wouldn't be to my benefit, because I can't hear, score streaks from opposition being called out so much. Can't hear who's around me as much. I can still hear gameplay, but just not as clear because I've got the music going over the top. But it's, I don't know, whether it just puts me in more of a chilled mood. It allows me to sort of focus but not over focus. It just brings me back a bit. Or whether it's just a placebo effect, and it's just maybe the small monitor itself is just helping that much more, and the music's just a nice thing to have that makes me think I'm playing well. But I tell you what, it definitely makes the intermission a lot more bearable when you're waiting to load into a game, especially when, as I have a few times lately, struggled to actually find a team deathmatch game. It's taken a while. I've had to sort of back out of lobbies and get back in. Don't know whether it's just because everyone's still going on to Apex, which I've actually uninstalled. I had a few games after last week's video, and it's not for me. I just don't like the feel of it really. I don't like the squad mentality. If it brings in a solo mode, if it updates with a solo mode, I might give it another crack, but at the moment I just need space, and I've just uninstalled it. But yeah, so I don't know where everyone's on that, so that's why we're struggling to find games in COD, but having the music definitely makes it go a bit quicker. But while the music is great, the ads are not, because I do not have premium YouTube at all, and I was playing one game and an ad came on, and I thought, alright, this will be a 5-6 second quick little thing. Ended up being one of those bullshit, must have been 5-minute, 10-minute goddamn ads or something, because it just kept going on and on. Took me right out of the game. I was doing so bad on such a death streak that I just went to a corner, stood in the corner, alt-tabbed out, skipped ad, got back in, and yeah, started, and then I actually picked up again, because the music actually gets you in a good rhythm and all that, and yeah, so make sure either you don't have ads on your YouTube or something, or you got a playlist somewhere if you're going to use the music, because yeah, ads just do not go with it. It just takes you right out of it. But so so I was playing all that COD and improving on COD throughout the week until probably about Thursday. Because what's today? It's Friday night, so yeah, probably Thursday night I think it was, when last night. Decided just to start working on some achievements, because as we know, I've got the other goal of getting to that 150,000 of achievement score, gamer score, which January I definitely dropped right off. I think I ended up with 500 to 700, somewhere between there. Might have cracked the 600. So I'm pushing a bit harder this month, try and make it up a bit of ground. So I jumped into a game that was going fairly cheap called Velour Verstand. I can't remember. I'm not even sure if I pronounced it right. That's what I've got up on the screen there still. Looked like it was a sort of quick platformer puzzle, however you want to say it. First person, you just go running, basically just moving, jumping around, and just sort of figure out how to get through the levels. Those sort of games are usually pretty good with achievements, but I'm going to call out these sort of games with the bullshit gamer score for their achievements. This game, while most achievements are fairly easy to get, they've got ones that have 1 point scores, or 3 point scores, or 7 point scores. Why? Why do we use those scores? They completely fuck up your gamer score and make it an odd number. You want just division by 5. So either have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, so on. Don't have this bullshit 1 point here, 3 points, because there's no rhyme or reason to their achievements as to why. Like, the very first level was the easiest. I think that was like a 3, and then the second level was a 1. Like, it wasn't based on how easy it was to get the achievements or anything like that. It just seemed to be very randomized. I'm sure they've got some logic to it, but I certainly couldn't see it. But it's made me have to go try and go through, because now I've got, what's my score at the moment? Alright, so I've got enough achievements, I've got it back to a 5 on the end of my gamer score. But if I had had 2 or 3 or 7, I would have been pissed. I had that a while back. Still not sure how I actually got it a while back. Watch it. But got it back balanced out, and then yeah, when I saw that, oh, that was frustrating. But it wasn't too bad of a game. Started to get a bit frustrating towards the end. If you're into puzzle platformers, I do recommend it. It's just sort of a cruisy one. There's no real storyline, and it's just sort of a weird sort of one. But yeah, if you like puzzles, trying to figure it out and jumping. The jumping mechanic can be a bit dodgy at times. That's where the frustration came in, because it sometimes didn't seem to register my jump. You could just say I sucked, but I feel like I wasn't even jumping at the edge of things. I was jumping a bit beforehand, and I would just run off the edge. Wouldn't actually register the jump. So that did get a bit frustrating, but I went through, completed it. Got probably all the achievements in it that I'm going to get, because I can't be bothered playing back through. Some of the maps do take like 20 minutes to 30 minutes. Though there are time trials, which I think you're supposed to be doing a lot quicker than that. One I saw that took me about 30 minutes. You're supposed to do it in about 8.5 minutes, which now that I've done it, I might have a chance, but yeah, it's not worth. I can't be bothered. So I started playing Cube 2 after that, but not into that enough to sort of go on about that. So I'll move on. So while I was playing that tonight, because it is the 15th, well technically it's the 16th now, because again I've left this till 1 AM to record. I've got Crackdown 3 downloading because I have Game Pass, and Crackdown 3 is free with Game Pass. I think I was very hesitant getting Game Pass, but now that I've got it and I understand what it actually is, it is fantastic for the price. You get a ridiculous amount of games for free. I know it's not technically free because you are paying a subscription, but compared to paying 90 odd bucks, or even, you know, in Australia, if you got 50 to 90, 50 to 100 bucks per game, here you get it for what, 10 bucks a month, I think it is, maybe 13 bucks a month on the Aussie dollar. And yeah, you're getting like full games like bloody Crackdown, all the Tomb Raiders sort of things and all that. So anyway, point of this, downloading Crackdown now. I'll give you a spoiler alert. I will be putting up a first impressions video early next week. Probably won't get it out because I'll be spending the weekend doing this video because this takes a long time. So I'll try and get it out Monday, but it'll probably be more like a Tuesday, depending on how I go about editing it and how much I do edit and how long I make the video. So that's something to look forward to. If you're interested in Crackdown, you've played the first one, the second one, none of them, and Crackdown 3 is just sort of interesting, you want to see something about it, look forward to sort of a gameplay walkthrough that I'm going to put up early in the week. Yeah, early in the week, not earlier, because you can't get earlier than now because it'll be up already. Other than that, probably just be a lot of more COD videos, probably a few more Realm Royales. I think I've got one left in the chamber, and I'll have to get back in there because, as I mentioned last week, my buddy got into it. I'll give him a shout out, Big Daddy Gumpold. And he's just been bragging about being on like a 12-win streak and just dominating that game. So I really need to pick my game up and catch him on that. So I'll be putting a bit more time in this week, but I'll be balancing it between COD and Realm Royale. I don't see myself getting distracted too much. Although, looking through the store before, I saw, is it Jump Force? The anime fighting game just released. New Metro game just released. Obviously Crackdown 3 just released. So, shit, I might actually be a bit busy because I probably will get at least those three, as well as this cube game I'm just sort of jumped into for the achievements. So it's going to be a long week, but it is the year of gaming, so that's the whole point, is to game as much as I can. And well, I'll have to get in this week too because I've got a lot of work next weekend. So anyway, but yeah, so I think that's probably the end of my rambling on for this week. Sort of just going a bit all over the place. I think I'm getting more delusional as the weeks go on, or delirious, whatever you want to call it. Not really delusional, but yeah. So I'm getting less and less sleep because of this commitment to you guys and myself in improving in COD and setting the example. That's what I'm doing. But let me know down in the comments if you've played Crackdown 3, or if you've played Metro, or if you've played Jump Force. Is it called Jump Force? It's Jump something, I can't remember. Again, late night and brain no work good at the moment. So yeah, let me know down in the comments if you're playing those games, what you think of them. Then make sure to check out my walk or my first impressions of Crackdown 3. Leave a comment on there, give it a like and all that. Check out all the other videos, all the gameplay I'm putting up. Check if this is your first Path to Glory video, go back. This is probably about number 7, so you have plenty of material to go back and watch to keep you busy during the week. Other than that, keep on gaming. Stalkystorm out.